What's up, Dalton?
Hold on,
So,
sis.
bro, I love the member cast. We haven't seen a member cast in a little while, so I'm taking it on my own. I'm Danny Sess. This is Sess Says Max Effort. We're both rocking the logo, so let's chat. And
Yes, sir.
as we're getting started with this, I think there's Get Stacked and then there's Pump 30. This
Yeah.
is the Pump 30 of podcasts. This is hit them quick, get your pump,
Yeah.
and get out.
Yeah.
Um, so let's stick with that. I have you on first. You're my guinea pig with this, but you started a group chat today on Instagram, and I was hoping maybe you could talk a little bit about that, who's
Yeah.
involved, and what your message was.
Yeah. So basically, after the Muscle Island event, met some cool guys there in person. I've talked to so many people on Instagram before through messages like me and you. We talked, we never met in person yet, but some of the guys were like, they saw that little mini group we had that I was in the Squattober, and everybody's pushing each other, and they're like, "Hey, man, it'd be cool to, because they're like, what are you doing next?" I said, I'm doing the next Get Stack. He's like, well, be cool to get a little group together doing the same workout so then we could all kind of push each other. So I just went through Instagram and, went through like at least 15, 17 people. I thought that would at least join that same Get Stack if they weren't doing their own thing, and send them a message to try to see if, hey, let's all get on the same thing and push each other. So, I feel like everybody pushes each other to like themselves to an extent, but when you're in a really good group, I saw that too when I won that, the Escalade. I was in a good group there where we're pushing each other,
Hmm.
and I felt like I got pushed further than I would have pushed myself, just because you're in that group. So
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. I've been running the Pump 30s for a couple of months and stuff, so I think doing a little more drinking and spiking during the summer socially. So I'm ready to hunker down and get back into Get Stacked. Haven't
yeah,
done it in a while, so thought it was a
yeah,
great idea, and you put a bunch of killers in that group. So
yeah.
um, it's awesome. I think everyone's definitely going to be pushing each other, and it seemed like good buy-in this morning.
Yeah.
Steve was like, "Oh man, this chat is buzzing today."
Oh yeah, that's going off a lot, man. I was like, dang it. I was over there trying to work, and I was like, burn, burn. And I was like, let me see what's going on my phone.
Yeah, yeah. Had
Yeah.
had Squattober go.
Squattober went good. So before Squattober, I got like 405. It was an ugly rep, but I got it. It was a grinder, and I weighed at that particular time like 183. Right now, I'm weighing like 178. I got 410, and 405 went smooth. 410 went really good. And if I
Yeah,
wouldn't have missed it the first time, maybe I could have got 415, but I went 420. I had one wrap left in me and I went 420. Didn't have it, but
yeah.
5 pound PR, weighing 5 pounds less is pretty awesome.
Okay.
So, I think it went great. That month, though, like the first 2 weeks, I felt really good. Those last 2 weeks, man, like just back squatting every single day, like I could feel it. And that's why really with lunges, I went from 800, like really trying to push it, keep that streak going. I just had to listen to my body and cut it to
Mm,
400 to hit that PR. Because I think if I'd kept doing 800, it would just limit my, my day that day. So, and tomorrow I'm going to do max deadlift. So today I kept it real light and stayed with 400, which I've been feeling good. Body weight, all that's still the same. So I don't know, I might stay at 400 for a little while and just prioritize the lift. So
yeah. How many days of lunges you got right now?
today was 270, which I've had multiple streaks. I think my first streak ever was like 449. I got COVID. That was the first year I did the I-1 abs. I broke that streak because I literally couldn't move the next day. And then I had another streak after that. It was up to 662. And then that was this year when I had my appendix had to get taken out, and I couldn't
Sure.
do nothing about that. So, and then this is the newest streak here. So,
Yeah, yeah. All right,
yeah,
good stuff, man. No, I'm excited. I think this will be good. What
yeah.
I think if anybody knows anything about you, it's 2023. I want abs champ. You lunge like a motherfucker, and you spike with the best of them. And it's Friday night.
Yeah.
What are we spiking with tonight?
Man, we'll let you down, man. But I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth because I don't want to, like, what happens was whenever I spike the next day, man, you just have the what happens afterwards. I'm going to deadlift tomorrow, so I want to be kind of smart about it. So
Sure,
I'm not
sure,
having to
sure.
like keep going to cut out. But the last 2 days I've spiked. Obviously yesterday was Halloween. We know both of us have kids, so
Yeah.
I got like ice cream. I had a bunch of candy. And then the night before that, I had a bunch of cookies, and I ate the rest of those cookies yesterday. So between the 2
Yeah.
days, I had like
Yeah.
24 cookies. And
Yeah.
my metabolism's blazing. That's the other thing too about the Squattober. Like I think my metabolism went even crazier because then I would have to cheat
Mm,
spike several nights throughout there just to kind of get through it. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. I think we were talking about going to the steakhouse or something. So I
All
might
right,
do
cool.
that and maybe get a pie. So kind of keep it somewhat clean. But tomorrow I'm going to tacos. So
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I always see you posting the taco stuff on IG. Yeah,
yeah,
but I have 2 little boys. I was like, I kind of had my Friday last night, but a bunch of candy and lollipops and like stupid
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
And how are you normally eating right now? Are you doing like more of a 102?
So I was doing, man, I actually kind of changed it up a lot. So I don't know if you know this, but a couple months ago, so like when I did the 2023 I Want Abs contest, like I got my numbers, like my blood work done that peak week, which, peak week, you're, doing distilled water, you're really like pushing the limits, trying to dry out. So I got my numbers back from that, and everything was like horrible. As far like all my blood work was good, but as far as like my kidney function, liver functions, like it was just a bad time to do it.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to get retested like 6 months later. Everything else was back to normal except for my kidney function, which, to be honest, like even before all of that, like it's always been relatively high. Well, it's kept being a little bit higher. Not like, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are off the top of my head, but we'll just say 40 to 50 is like normal range. Mine's like 58 or something. So it's always been a little bit elevated. Well, they wanted me to see a kidney specialist, so I had to pee in a jug for basically 24 hours to see if I was passing protein in my urine, which that came back negative, which is good. But with that result, like I'm stage 2 kidney disease. So I've changed because I started looking into it, still like learning a lot about it. But basically, like if you have kidney disease, like you can like start building up your potassium. It can kind of get like backed up some, and your phosphorus. That's like the 2 major things that can kind of get built up. So like sweet potatoes, avocados, all that's high in potassium, which is great unless you have like kidney problems. Then it's like maybe
Mm,
not the greatest because like you're eating it every single day. So it's just, and bananas, like you're just building. So I actually had to go through and like change a bunch of things like almonds. I was killing those, peanuts, and I changed that to do like macadamia nuts. So I'm kind of more 101 kind of, but then I spike with like I've been killing grapes, which has been crazy because you eat like green or red seedless grapes, like your veins, man, just from that sugar, dude. It's
oh,
kind of
nice.
it's kind of insane. But I do that with peanut butter, and then I also add protein. So it's kind of 101, but then I've kind of added more a little bit. And I thought about adding rice to it, but I just been kind of maintaining that. And I've been doing like green beans, Del Monte still, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I know.
like the English cucumbers, I've just been kind of doing that. And I mean, I feel good. I've gotten stronger. So I thought about adding rice, but I kind of like if it's working, I just ride it. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I feel like I need
Yeah.
more. But like I said, I had to change it just because of that. So
Yeah. G always talks about you being a science experiment, and I feel like
yeah.
you're the scientist in the lab right now. So that's awesome
Yeah.
to hear. You're feeling okay though. I know you posted that in the community. I think you had a really good reach out. Everyone respects the shit out of you, man.
Yeah.
So, but you're feeling okay. I still see you getting your lifts in.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, that's the thing. I was talking to like Brian Johnson when I told him about it, like whenever I found out, and he was like, "Man, it kind of sucks." And like we're talking about how I could manage it, but I was like, it's the hardest thing to manage because like if you're trying to lose weight, it's easy like to know if you spike too much next day, oh, I'm up in weight or I don't look as good. Like you don't fucking know. Like kidneys, you can't see them, man. I mean, I can feel them sometimes, but I really don't know unless I get tested again, which I did get my ultrasound done like the week after Muscle Island. So I'm waiting to see what that looks like. I mean, I don't think I've done anything. I think it's hereditary. My mom's got it, and I think she was telling me that in her family it kind of runs that way. So I know the doctor he wanted me to see if like my kidneys are symmetrical. Maybe that could be the problem, or if it had like cysts in there. But I think all that's going to come back fine. It's just going to be just hereditary. So just knowing what I have to then try to like manage that and not make it worse. So
Okay. All right. Well, glad to hear you're doing okay, and I appreciate you sharing. I think everyone appreciates your transparency with all of this. So
Yeah.
Keep feeling good. Keep lifting good. I'm happy you got the group get going today about Get Stacked 125.
Oh,
I think what I would like you to do is maybe pick somebody else from the group, and that's what I'll talk to you next week about it. So, floor is yours, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I mean, it's a lot of killers in our group, but I'm gonna have to go with one of my dogs, Brian Johnson. Man, I think
All
he's
right,
the
cool.
next one. So,
Brian, you're on deck here. All right, man. Everyone, let's get into this Get Stacked 125. Let's see how it goes next week. And you know, this is the best podcast off the app. I'm Danny Smith. Let's get it.
let's go.